Everybody, welcome to the webinar. Today we are going to talk about celebrity cruises, and we've got a unique twist on maybe a different itinerary that we haven't talked about in a while. So I'm going to set this up. Welcome. My name is Kimberly Smith. I am the market sales manager for Celebrity Cruises, and I'm here today with the CruiseWeb. Guys, the CruiseWeb is ultimately my absolute favorite agency, of course. They're celebrating 25 years. These guys are great. They are leaders in the industry. They know what they're talking about. And they asked me to go ahead today and present today of this webinar. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get rocking and rolling. And one of the things I wanted to do first is I always like to give you a little bit of an agenda so we can see what's going on. And so today we're going to talk about the wonder is awaiting us. Oh, my goodness. And we're going to talk about the Celebrity Millennium Revolution. Now, there's a reason we're talking about the Celebrity Millennium. Some of you might say, oh, geez, that's an older ship. Well, hey, guys, we have a revolution that happened on that ship. So I'm going to tell you about that and show you some beautiful pictures. We're going to talk about the Pacific Coastal and Mexican Riviera itineraries. Very different, something that we haven't had in a while. So that's something that I want to review. And then, of course, our new luxury pricing program. What's that? Oh, you'll know everything about that by the time we're done. Of course, I'm going to give you any updates on my protocols, of course, and we're going to have some time for some questions and answers because I'm always big about those questions and answers. Okay, so let's talk about it. Over $500 million, with a B, $1 billion. Guys, we've spent that on really modernizing our fleet. Let's think about it. You've got old ships and new ships. We never want to have old ships and new ships. That's why we are always revolutionizing our ships. So if you think about it, every time a cruise, all the cruise lines are obviously adding to their fleet. We're always going to modernize. We're always going to add new ships to our fleet. But that does leave us with our ships that maybe you'd be a little bit older, but we want to take the time and really put the time and attention into them so you don't have that feeling of, oh, this is an old ship and, oh, this is a brand new ship. So really, guys, we've taken over time, when we first came out with our Millennium class ships, of course, and then we came out with our Solstice class ships, we decided to solsticize the Millennium class ships. Oh, it's time to do it again. So now with our new Edge series that has come out, we've decided let's take it to us another step, and we're going to take the Solstice class and the Millennium class ships, and we're going to revolutionize them to make them feel much more like the Edge class. I always say we're going to be a little edgy now, so it's a lot of fun. And for those of you who don't know, just a little tidbit of knowledge, whenever the first ship comes out within a series, that's what we call the series. So example, we came out with the Millennium was the first ship in the Millennium class series. The Solstice was the first ship in the Solstice class series, and then the Edge, Celebrity Edge, was the first ship in the Edge class of ships. So that's a little bit of cruising knowledge for you to tuck it back in the back of your mind for when you go to a cocktail party, you can give some information that others might not know. Pretty cool. So here's the look of what the Revolution schedule is, or was, I should say. So guys, the Millennium was the first ship in 2019. Fantastic. She looks absolutely gorgeous. The Summit, same thing. And then we got the Equinox in. Well, then, as you all know, 2020 hit, and we're just now a little behind schedule. So we really lost a chunk of time because not only, is it expensive, but, guys, let's face it, all of these shipyards were closed. We couldn't do any revolution because these shipyards across the world, across the globe, were closed. So we weren't able to do it, but we'll put it back on the schedule. Don't you worry. We've got lots of new stuff coming. But what the heck does a revolution mean? So, guys, essentially, we're revamping, redesigning, and laying things out a little bit different. We're repurposing some space. We wanted to be able to have that experience on our Edge class series. We have a retreat area. That encompasses all of our suites. We have our outdoor areas called the sun deck. And then we also have our indoor retreat area, which is more of a beautiful relaxation lounge. Well, we need to do that on our Millennium class and our Solstice class ships as well. So we repurposed some of the space. And look at how beautiful in that top picture. This is our outdoor sun deck area, the retreat sun deck, gorgeous key card entry just for our suite guests, which we now call the retreat guests. Okay, so a little bit of a change in wording there. If you're familiar with everyone talking about suites, we're going to refer to them as the retreat. So guys, you've got all of your public spaces have changed. We've revamped your rooms, everything. So I'm going to show you some great pictures because I don't know about you, but I'm a very visual person and I like to see what has been done. Well, one thing I do want to talk about quickly is that retreat area. As we had said, the retreat encompasses, think of it as an umbrella, if you will. All of your suites are underneath of this umbrella. Everything from our Sky Suite all the way to our Royal Suite on the Millennium class are included in this. You're going to have not only that beautiful sun deck area, you've got the indoor retreat lounge, 24/7 accessibility, all of your drinks, snacks, everything is included in there. You have a concierge. Basically, anything you want, they usually know what you want about 10 seconds before you knew you even wanted it. Fantastic. They do a great job there. Then you also get our private restaurant called Lumine. Lumine is on all of our ships, but it is for our retreat guests only, of course. This is fine dining on steroids is what I like to call it. Absolutely amazing. Our executive chef, Daniel Balud, has done a fantastic job of really tweaking the menu. And guys, it's a different menu, breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. Unbelievable. And then, of course, let's not forget your actual room. As I said, entry level in a suite or in the retreat is going to be a Sky Suite all the way on up to our Royal or our Penthouse Suite. Absolutely breathtaking and something I definitely think you should discuss with your travel consultant over there at the CruiseWeb, because guys, when you do the math on it and all the extra benefits that you're going to be having when you book into the retreat, trust me, not only do you get a bigger room, but you're going to have all the amenities, and it is a better value at the end of the day. So we're going to definitely ask you to talk about that. But let's look, and I did leave the pictures in here of the Solstice class as well, but I wanted to show you some of these revolutionized pictures of the Millennium class and the Solstice class. This is the retreat area. Guys, this is a very contemporary, a much cleaner, fresher. Kelly Hoppin is one of the designers that we use. She on the Edge series, and then she came and helped us really ramp these up, if you will. I'm trying to look for the word. And they've done an unbelievable job. So they look fantastic. Again, here's a comparison of our Royal Suite. Again, beautifully appointed rooms, beautiful large layouts, and then here's our Celebrity Suite, of course. And then let's take a quick little peek over at that Sky Suite. Now, guys, as I said, Sky Suites are a little bit larger rooms, and actually quite a bit larger rooms, and it is that entry level. So you definitely want to check it out. Remember, in all of our suites within the retreat class, always come with a butler. I don't know about you, but I want a butler. I think that would be the best thing ever. I don't have a butler at home. I want a butler when I go on a cruise. And they actually will give you a list of things that they'll do for you, because not everybody is accustomed to having a butler, which I think is pretty funny. Okay, now here I love the before and the after pictures. How cool is this? Here's the before of the main dining room. Oh my God, look at how dark woods, orangey kind of tones, reddish. And then look on the right-hand side, our beautiful revolutionized dining room. Oh, unbelievable. Guys, the structure is still the same. You can't move those pillars, right? That holds everything up. But let's reinvent and really modernize and really give it a fresh and clean look. Look how much lighter and brighter it is. I absolutely love that picture. Okay, now the Ocean View Cafe. I didn't do it before and after because, quite honestly, this will speak for itself. They did an amazing job. The Ocean View Cafe, for those that are not familiar, is our buffet area. Now, in the past, it's been very cafeteria-looking-ish, and it's, you know, you'd stand in line behind someone. Well, we decided, let's create more stations. So you'll have a pizza station, a pasta station, you'll have the bakery, as you can see over on the right-hand side. You're going to have your seafood, you're going to have your everything is going to be separated, and you're going to simply go up to the station that you're looking for. Lots of great seating. We've added a lot of high-top seating. It's light, it's bright. They've done a fantastic job with the design, but it flows. It flows so nicely. Now, those of you some of you want to go to the buffet area for breakfast. It's available for lunch and then for dinner. Not everybody wants to dress up, if you will, or, you know, worry about changing out of those shorts and putting on a pair of pants to go to the dining room. Sometimes you want to just be casual and have that little casual feel for your dining experience, well, then you can always hit up the Ocean View Cafe. So check it out. Now, this is one of my favorites, the Rendezvous Lounge. Oh my God, look at night and day. Again, lighter and brighter, refresh. We got rid of those drapes. Bye-bye, let's open it up. Let's have it airy, let's have it fresh. In the Rendezvous Lounge at night, you're going to have your sort of pre-dinner entertainment. Of course, there'll be a live band in there. People will be dancing. They do trivia in this lounge. They do a lot of different activities. I absolutely love this. The art shows will be in there, everything. So it's a great space, and I'm so glad they revamped it, and it just looks unbelievable. Now, if you want to know where Kim is usually here at the Sunset Bar. So best time of night at sunset. That's why they call it the Sunset Bar. Guys, this is located behind that Ocean View Cafe. So you can actually go through the Ocean View Cafe, take your breakfast in the morning. This is what I do. And I go out here and I have my breakfast in the back of the ship. It's unbelievable here at the Sunset Bar. Well, in the evening, I'm going to come back to my favorite bar, and I'm going to sit there. I'm going to listen to, there'll be some type of performer, whether it's a guitarist, maybe a soloist, singer. It'll be something going on, and it's unbelievable. It's a great place to meet people. It's a great place to just relax, unwind. Maybe you want to read a book, but whether you have your breakfast out here, you can bring your lunch out here, or even your dinner. It's totally up to you. If you choose that buffet option, this is always something for you, which I love. Now, of course, we refreshed our casinos for my slot machine people, all brand new slots people. You're going to love that. Hopefully they're nice and lucky for you. I don't know about you, but I always make my daily donation, and it just seems to go away quickly. So our shops, I love our shops. My favorite pastime, if you ask anybody, is shopping. Well, I'm a good bargain hunter. I'm a Marshalls and a TJ Maxx girl myself. I'm a Maxxinista, if you will. But on our ships, they have some great deals. And one of the things that I love is we made it light, we made it bright. You're going to hear me say that a lot today. It's light, it's bright, it's refreshed, and really just gives everything a different look and feel. Don't forget our spa. If you haven't have our spa programs, grab that spa menu. A tip of the day for when you get on board the ship, go up to the spa, because usually they'll have the chairs out and they'll have you sit down and they'll give you a sample massage. I don't know about you, but I like a free sample massage to get my cruise kicking into high gear. It's a great thing to try. Certainly take a look at the menus, because, guys, they offer every type of massage that you've ever wanted. We have our full hair salon, of course, a barber shop. We've got our beautiful lounge, waiting areas, the lounge areas. It's just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. And, of course, the gym. I'm also a gym rat, so trust me, I know when the good times to going to the gym are on board the ship. So those are open quite a bit as well. So it's very convenient. Okay, now let's talk about the Pacific Coastal. This is, we've had this before, but I just wanted to feature something a little bit different on today's webinar. Our 21-22 Pacific Coastal, which is featured on the Millennium, of course. So let's take a look. We've got 9 different destinations. We're going to hit 3 countries. We're going to go to 3 returning ports: Monterey, Catalina Island, and Ensenada, Mexico. Very cool. We've got 9 calls with over 10 hours or more. Basically, guys, what we're saying is we're spending more time in these ports, so you have plenty of time to go do your excursions, go out and about and explore and have a lot of fun, of course. And there are 3 different dates that are listed, and I just wanted to make sure we've got a Pacific Coastal, a California Coastal, and again, another Pacific Coastal. And for those of you who don't know your airline codes, now this drives my sister absolutely crazy, because my mom and I are both in the travel business, and we use airline codes all the time. So when we say you're going to embark in YVR, that means you're going to embark in Vancouver, British Columbia, and you're going to disembark the ship in Los Angeles, California. So there's a little tidbit of knowledge there for you. So there's some options, and I absolutely love that we've added these back in, because our 10-night, I'm going to feature really the 10-night Pacific Coastal, the one that's going to be going on September 9th of this year. Guys, this year. Yes, we will get back in the water, and yes, we are going to be doing these itineraries. They're really unique and different. Of course, we talked about Vancouver. You're going to depart Vancouver, British Columbia, and I don't know if anyone's ever gone out of Vancouver. It's one of my favorite cities. It is so clean, and I have to say they're warm, they're friendly, and in addition, unbelievable cuisine, lots of art and culture. You can walk. It's a very walkable city. Absolutely fun. And definitely take some time. And you might want to go in a little bit early too, spend some time in Vancouver, and then start your journey, of course, your 10-night Pacific Coastal Cruise. Of course, Seattle, oh my gosh, I probably don't need to tell you everything about Seattle, of course, because there's so much to see and do, and I think you're probably more familiar with that. But Astoria, Oregon, now that's something that you might not be as familiar with. I have to say, Astoria is one of the friendliest towns. Basically, they have these little volunteers, and they have these little blue jackets on, and these volunteers are going to guide you to downtown Astoria. They're going to, at the Columbia River Maritime Museum, and really show you along the river walk. So it's a very walkable, great little area, lots to do. You can also take a tour. Maybe you want to rent a car, drive the coast. And if you're into fishing, they're well known for their fishing, of course. You can certainly do a fishing adventure. But if you're there on a Sunday, and we'd have to look at the itinerary, of course, you don't want to miss the Sunday market. That is something that I highly, highly recommend, and everybody says it's well worth the trip. Oh, let me go back for a second. I got ahead of myself. Other areas I want to point out is like Monterey. Monterey you might not be as familiar with as well. They have Old Fisherman's Wharf, Cannery Row. There's a beautiful aquarium there. You can take a scenic drive, of course, along the coast. But this is the place you really want to try out the restaurants. Unbelievable seafood, unbelievable cuisine. It is probably best known for their local dining. So you want to soak that up. And then Santa Barbara. Of course, Santa Barbara, you may or may not have visited there in the past. Again, they're known, they've got Stearns Wharf. They're known for their restaurants there. There's museums, there's souvenir shops. You can wander along the urban wine trail. Now, good old wino, that is me. I love a good urban wine trail. There's like 20 different wine tasting rooms just steps away from each other. So you sort of think of it as like a pub crawl, if you've ever done a pub crawl, where you go to each bar and you have different beer. Well, this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be crawling yourself from one winery to the next, which is a lot of fun. So it's a little bit different. So lots and lots to do. Santa Barbara definitely is something that you wanna make sure that you hit up. Now let's go on over to the next itinerary, guys. We're going to be sailing the Mexican Riviera from September 24th of 22 all the way through November 26th of 22. So we've got some time to plan this, but I think this is great because you really have time to really absorb and figure out what you want to do. Puerto Vallarta, I think, is probably one of the most well-known ports. If you say, oh, I'm going to the Mexican Riviera, you say, oh, are you going to Puerto Vallarta? Of course we're going to Puerto Vallarta. It used to be a really sleepy fishing town. Now it's really most popular for their beaches. There's all kinds of different activities and different tours that you can take, of course, but you really want to go into the town. Malecon is the little town. There's all kinds of different architectural masterpieces. One of the biggest ones that I definitely want to make sure you point out is the Lady of Guadalupe. It's a beautiful church. They've done, and this is definitely a highlight. It's something that you absolutely must see. Okay, let's go on over to Cabo San Lucas. Cabo San Lucas, if you can see, El Archo de Cabo San Lucas, that is the famous rock formations, the arches, if you will. You want to hop on over to the marina. When you get there when the ship arrives, of course, you're going to be right in the marina area. Hop on a boat. Take a little boat ride on out. Book your shore excursions in advance, of course, and really go on over there and really see it. It's much, I have to say, much more magnificent when you're in a boat and you're seeing this on the water because they can take you all the way around, which is a lot of fun. And then, of course, one of the funniest things I think in Cabo San Lucas is really beach bumming it, right? But they have a unique two beaches. One is called Lovers Beach, and then right next to Lovers Beach is Divorce Beach. So how funny, I guess you can decide which one you want to go to, but it's a unique little seafront town, and it's absolutely amazing, and there's so much to do. So definitely check out your different options before you go and get that plan ahead of time. Ensenada, a great little town. If you love wine, like I do, of course, there's all kinds of things going on. Outdoors adventures, definitely, again, mouth-watering restaurants, unbelievable. Ensenada is really just, it's a quaint little town and something that you absolutely have to see. It's a beach town, too, of course. And what I think most famously, people have always said it's like the Napa, what Napa is to Italy. And so another great town to go ahead and do your different wine tasting areas, of course. And then if you are an adrenaline junkie, of course, that is another, you've got a lot of rugged tours that you can do. So there is something for everybody to do in Ensenada, which I love. So just a couple little highlights, of course, and then I don't have to tell you about Los Angeles. I think everybody really knows what's going on in Los Angeles. And you might want to be able to take, take an additional tour, et cetera, lots and lots to do, because these are going to be round trip Los Angeles itineraries. So go on in, see the sights, go to the movie tours, all that fun stuff. Go to Disneyland, whatever you want to do, there's all kinds of opportunities. So let's talk about always included, because this is new, this is exciting. And I'm going to read a little quote here. It says, vacations should be effortless from the start. That's why every celebrity cruise includes drinks, Wi-Fi, and tips. Always. It's that simple. So guys, we've changed our pricing structure because we want to make life simple. I think we've had a rough year, and I think now is the time to make things simple. We had a lot of downtime this year, if you will, because we haven't been in the water, or this past year, because we haven't been in the water, and we really reimagined what we needed to do to make life simple and make life easier and really promote the product in the right way. We want that new luxury. We want to bring those beautiful new luxurious retreat areas to you, and I think we've done a great job as far as doing that, and let's take a look at the pricing program. So all guests always included. So this started on November 17th of last year. And guys, it's simple. You've got three options. You got always included, you got elevate, and indulge. Let's go through them. Always included. You're always going to have your tips, you're going to have your Wi-Fi surfing, and you're going to have a classic drink package. Pretty basic, pretty cool, easy. Now, would you like to elevate that experience? Well, how do I do that? You're going to have your tips, you're going to have your Wi-Fi surf, you're going to have a premium beverage package. Now, you all know I'm the wino because we've been talking about that this whole time. Now, you've got that premium beverage package, which is going to have those premium upgraded spirits, etc., wine, everything. And now we're going to have an onboard credit. Now, this onboard credit is $150 per person that you can spend in our Shore Acts department. That's a shore excursion. Or you can essentially spend it on whatever you like. Now, what do we do next? I want to go on vacation and spend one hell of a year. I haven't gone anywhere for a year. I want to indulge. I'm coming back into vacation mode, and I want everything taken care of. Perfect. We've got the indulge package set aside just for you. You're going to have your tips. You're going to have your Wi-Fi streaming. Now, that means you're going to stream instead of surf. So if you want to do those live chats with the family back home, you can certainly do that. And then you're going to have that premium beverage package, premium alcohol beverage package, guys. Again, all the top shelf stuff. Perfect. And then, of course, you're going to have an additional onboard credit. So now you've got that Shore Acts credit of $150, and we're going to give you an extra $150. So essentially, you have a total of $300 per person, people, to spend on board. Onboard credit is called money that is going to be spent on board. You can spend that in the spa. You can spend that on a shore excursion. Or you can do what I like to do is spend that money shopping, because I like to shop in those beautiful new areas. Love it. Now, remember, we talked about the retreats, and those are our suite guests. Everything from that Sky Suite all the way on up to our Penthouse and Royal Suites, which is our top tier suites. Now, remember that indulge package is going to be coming in that retreat area. So you have the rest of your private restaurants, you've got your exclusive lounge, you've got your sun deck, your butlers, your attendants, your concierge, plus you're going to have all of the amenities that we just talked about in that indulge program. And remember, when you book your top tier suites, guys, there are so many more things included in those top tier suites. This is why you need to talk to your CruiseWeb travel consultant. They are going to guide you and really give you the differences and show you the value of upgrading to those beautiful, beautiful suites within our retreat. So take a look and definitely chat with them. And I love this slide because I don't know about you, but I get this question all the time. Hey, is anybody booking cruises right now? Yes. The answer is unbelievable yes. Guys, I think the biggest misconception out there is cruising is going to be dirt cheap when I go back into the water. Not true. Let's get rid of that little rumor right now. One thing you have to remember, we have not been in the water for almost a year now. In March, March 14th, a date I'll never forget. We were told we had to suspend our cruising, right? So think about that. That's coming up very soon. That will be a full year that we will not have been in the water. Think of all those people that had vacations. You yourself might have had a vacation scheduled, or even one of our cruises scheduled. We had to cancel those sailings, of course. They were suspended. So all those people have to rebook, and they have to sail again this year or into the early next year. So a lot of people, it's pent-up demand. More and more people are going to want to get the heck out of here the minute the travel is, the switch is turned back on and we can get out of here. And all those people, and you might even have it yourself, you might have a future cruise credit. You might have had a suspended sailing, taken advantage of that beautiful 125% future cruise credit, and now you need to book something else. Book sooner than later, because it's all based on pricing. Overall is always based on demand. So the higher demand for a date, any specific sail date, your price is going to be higher. You want to get in now, lock in those rates. You have time to change your mind, but make sure you do that sooner than later. That's my biggest takeaway today. We do have the Cruise with Confidence program still going on. And basically, guys, this gives you up to 48 hours prior to your sailing, and that if you change your mind, we will let you change your mind, and you'll get a future cruise credit for another cruise. So that gives you that peace of mind and that confidence to say, oh, I want to go on a cruise. Okay, so I know another big question that everybody is going to have for me is, what the heck is going on with the protocols? So you all know, or many of you may or may not know, we developed this Healthy Return to Service panel. Dr. Calvin Johnson leads up this group of really medical and scientific experts in really guiding our strategy of getting back into the water. Now, we need approval from the CDC to be able to do this. And we've had lots and lots of discussions and lots of debate going back and forth is what is the healthiest way to get people back on ships and really having it effective. So, of course, we're always going to have prevention. I know a lot of people have asked, am I going to have to wear a mask on board? You know, in the beginning, I would say yes. I don't know at this point in time because, guys, the protocols have not been released as of yet. We don't know because everything changes. Now we have vaccines. So that's all going to change the protocols considerably as well. So stay tuned. Everything is changing, but we want to make sure that we're open and honest and upfront with you, and I'm going to tell you what I know. I know another people say, do I need a COVID test before I get on a ship? I would normally say, yeah. You know, we're going to have a negative COVID test before you get on board, or possibly maybe you'll have to have a record of either a negative COVID test or a vaccine, proof that you've been vaccinated. We don't know yet. So stay tuned with me. Hang on. We will get that information. As soon as we get the final approval from the CDC, we will share that with you. Other rumors we've had as far as destinations, am I going to have to take a shore excursion? In the beginning, yeah, I think you should expect that you're going to have to take a cruise line shore excursion to get off the ship. That's what we've been talking about. But again, that could change. So everything that we've done throughout this process and throughout this time is really fluid. And we use that word a lot in this industry in the last year. So I think it's pretty interesting, but you know, you got to go with the flow and see. The biggest takeaway is we have a plan in place. Guys, I don't think anybody thought about, we didn't have COVID prior to this, and well, it wasn't as prevalent, of course, but think about it. You know, people, I think, have the fear of, oh, I'm going to get stuck on a cruise ship. Well, you're not going to get stuck on a cruise ship because we have a plan in place. How do we get people off the ship? How do we isolate people? And we really have a cool plan in place. It's just a matter of getting those final details, of course. So stay tuned, bear with us, trust the Healthy Return to Service panel because these people know what they're talking about. They're going to put the right program in place to make sure that it's safe and that everybody enjoys their cruise. And so we're looking forward to it, absolutely. So very soon we should have more from them. So, boy, I have been talking up a storm. So let's get rocking and rolling with some questions, because I always like to see what you guys are thinking about and, you know, maybe something that I might have missed. All right, let's look over here in the panel. Let's see. Mariah. Oh, I love your name, Mariah. Maybe you're Mariah Carey. Who knows? Mariah wants to know, when will the protocols will be officially out? Mariah, just as I said a few moments ago, you might have typed that question beforehand, but certainly we don't know yet. We're hoping very soon, because quite honestly, we, you know, need to get back in the water, and that date seems to be changing. And a lot of people are asking, well, why do you keep suspending? Because we're really waiting for the approval from the CDC to get back into the water. And we don't just want to get back in the water. We need to get back in the water in the safest ways possible to make sure that all of our guests, safety is our #1 concern, always on ships, always. You ask anybody on the ship what their #1 priority is, and they're going to say the safety of the passengers and crew on board that ship. So it's very important. All right, Michael asked a question, what the heck is where have the ships been all this time? You know, Michael, that's a really great question. There's a lot of information that's on the internet, and I have to say, take a look in Google. I don't know if anyone is friends with Captain Kate McHugh. She is our first female captain of a U.S. major cruise ship, and she's on the edge right now, and I have to tell you, she does a great job through this whole pandemic. She has posted videos of what her and the crew have been doing, because remember, we had to quarantine the crew. When all the ships were evacuated, Captain Kate did a great job as far as taking the crew, who normally has very small staterooms that they have to share with other crew members. So there could be 2 to 3 crew members in any stateroom. And she said, nope, let's expand. So she brought all of the crew up into the guest staterooms and was able to socially and physically distance them in the manner that we needed to, and we needed to quarantine the crew. This also meant that Captain Kate was a server. She would run around the decks with her whatever they wanted, and she would bring it door to door, along with the essential staff. It really, go online and take a look. If you're not Facebook friends with her, you'll learn a lot. They talk a lot about the formations. There's wet and dry systems, whether or not the ship was very active or not. The Edge was really sort of the mothership, if you will, who would get provisions in Miami and then bring it back to the other ships and unload it on the other ships that might have been hanging out over in Nassau. We really have had ships around the world in this downtime. There was a map at one time. I remember finding a website that showed where all the ships were docked around the world. Some were docked, some were floating out into sea. Basically, you got to keep these ships moving, right? Think about how silly. Captain Kate actually showed a video of her. They take one side, one takes port side, one takes starboard side. They would go into each room and they would have to turn on the showers, turn on the water, and flush the toilet. Move to the next room, do the same thing. Because guys, if you don't use things, think about it. If you parked your car and said, okay, I'm not going to come back to my car for a year, do you think your car is really going to start again? Maybe, maybe not. So the whole idea is they had to keep everything going and keeping all the systems and the vacuum systems, et cetera, working, and the plumbing systems working properly. So they did this as a crew on really a daily basis. So it's pretty fascinating. I know it's a little quirky and little things like that, but who knows? All right. Marianne asked if the staterooms, if the regular staterooms, the veranda staterooms, yes, all staterooms were redone on the Millennium. During the whole revolution, as these ships are revolutionized, staterooms are redone. We've added some rooms based on the ship. We've added some suites. We've really done a great job as repurposing and really reutilizing the ships to get the maximum benefit for the guests. And I have to say, even the basic balcony staterooms, which I didn't show you a picture of, and I apologize, but they did an amazing job, from the new carpets to new furniture. We really, especially on the Millennium class ships, and obviously the Millennium, as we were talking about earlier on the video, guys, they took it down to the studs. When I say down to the studs, I mean down to the studs. These rooms are totally revamped. They actually even made the bathrooms bigger. How cool is that, to be able to redo it? So they did an amazing job, and trust me, when you get on board these ships, you're going to absolutely love them. So gosh, I could go on and on and on and on, but I would bore everybody to death. But I want to thank you guys for your time today. And I'm going to just give you one more slide. And if you have any additional questions, I highly encourage you to call the CruiseWeb. Ask for your travel consultant. If you don't have one, trust me, there will be one available to chat with you. It's 1-800-377-9383. They do an amazing job at the CruiseWeb. As I said, not all agencies can say they've been in business for 25 years. Actually, they're on their 26th year, if I'm not mistaken now. But they do a fantastic job, and I really, really highly encourage you to check it out. You can go to their website at thecruiseweb.com. And again, there's that phone number for you. Give them a call. And I thank you for your time today. It's Kimberly Smith from Celebrity Cruises signing out. Have a great day, and I hope to see you on board a ship really soon. Bye now.